When Dana Cowin was just 8, she would sit in the park writing poems in her diary. So it seemed natural that one day she'd be a writer, not a cook. She once considered making popcorn a culinary achievement. Yet she became editor-in-chief of Food and Wine magazine and remains there after more than 20 years.
She was inducted into the James Beard Foundation's Who Who in Food and Beverage in America 2 years ago. While keeping a secret, she couldn't cook. Determined to learn, she turned to masters such as Eric Ripert, Mario Batali, and David Chang, which resulted in her new cookbook, Mastering My Mistakes in the Kitchen, Learning to Cook with 65 Great Chefs and over 100 delicious recipes. Dana Cowin, welcome to The Dish.
Very happy to be here.
So what have we got here this morning?
We have kind of beginning to end dishes that I messed up, so you never have to. So we have carrot soup that exploded for me, but won't for you, with pine nuts on top, and a...
How did it explode? I just have to ask.
Oh dear, well you should never pour hot soup into a blender and put the top on.
I learned that one the hard way too. Go ahead.
You did, yeah. My walls still are suffering. A beet and plum salad that here we have plums that are yellow, but you can also do it with red ones. You've got this jewel tone salad, sort of Christmassy. A chicken and leek stew, perfect wintry dish, and a 5-spice root vegetable gratin that just yells holiday to me. I ruined it by overspicing it, but happily, at least one of my guests had a cold, couldn't taste it. That's not usually a good sign. And an upside-down pear cake that is a cheater's way to get the best caramelization on your pears. Start with some sugar and butter. Good to go.
So you studied at Brown University journalism. Let's kind of walk through it all, because you studied journalism and then you seem to take a series of jobs that are not related to food, and then you find yourself as the editor. When did you finally tell people, by the way, I can't actually cook?
Yes, I came to Food and Wine because I had this vision that this was a magazine that had really great recipes, but what was missing was lifestyle. And that was my background in magazines, was all lifestyle. So that's why they hired me. They're like, oh, you know about houses? I was at House and Garden. You know about fashion? You were at Vogue. Oh, you don't know so much about food? They know about food. So they felt pretty comfortable. Today, there's a million people out there who know so much about food, so much more than I do, even after this book. So probably wouldn't have this job, but I'm very glad that I do.
It must have been pretty intimidating going into the kitchen with all those great chefs.
Yes, I came, you know, with a lot of enthusiasm. I thought that could overcome any shortfall, and in fact, I humiliated myself grandly with, you know, Eric Ripert, where I splattered him with dead lobster juice, and you know, Mario Batali, who was astonished that I didn't know how you could figure out exactly how much pasta fit in the casserole. He's like, well, you take it dry and you put it in the pan, and that's how you know. I'm like, Mario, what a good tip.
I think everyone is jealous of your think tank who taught you how to cook, though most of us have our moms who normally aren't that good of cooks to begin with.
Yeah, no.
What have you found, though, has been the biggest change? Because it seems like, you know, we certainly have this viewpoint of things in terms of chefs saying there have been all these changes. You mentioned lifestyle being an addition to Food and Wine magazine. What's been the biggest change that you've seen?
Well, I think the biggest change is that 20 years ago, people were not so interested in food, and now they're obsessed, right? So there's gastrotourism, people who will plan vacations around where they're going to eat. There are people who plan what they're going to have for dinner, you know, while they're at breakfast. You know, it's just their ingredients, going to the markets, being concerned about the farmer, where your food came from.
It's actually part of the culture now, in a way.
It has become fully, deeply integrated into the entertainment culture and our lifestyle.
You've come a long way since popcorn and white rice.
I have.
It's delicious. Can we hand you this dish and get your signature on it?
Oh,
and as
so
you do
excited.
that, we want to know if you could have this meal with any person, past or present, who would that person be?
The person would be my father, who would be delighted and shocked. He believed in me. He always thought that everything I did was good, but now he would taste it and go, oh, I think you got a little better.
Well, we love the magazine. Dana Cowin, thank you so much.